champion guitar players, Tom Hess here. Today I show you 3 unusual ways to use pentatonic guitar licks in your solos, improvisations, and songs. Now, some of the licks you may know, but it's what we do with them that makes them sound cool and unique. So, if you like pentatonic licks but are looking for different ways to use them, this is the video for you. So grab your guitar and let's start having some fun. All right, in this example, what you're going to see on the screen in just a moment is something really simple. It's a simple little lick, really simple and easy to play. And because it's so basic, it kind of sounds mediocre. So what we're going to do is look for other ways to play this example to make it sound cooler, more expressive, make it sound better, basically. So first, I'll play it for you straight without the backing track. Right, you get the point. It's pretty simple. It's nothing special at all. Now, if we want to make this sound cooler, here's what I'm going to suggest. One way we can make this sound better is to start with your third finger, your ring finger, on the 12th fret, and you can slide up, back down. So from fret 12 to fret 15 and back to fret 12. Then, instead of playing the 4th note with our first finger and doing vibrato, we're going to do this. We're going to take our first finger. We're going to slide from somewhere up here. It doesn't matter exactly where, 15th fret, 17th fret, 8th, it doesn't matter. But somewhere up here, okay? And we're going to slide down. We're going to do a descending slide to the 10th fret and then apply vibrato. So all together it would be like this. Ring finger, slide up, slide back, and then with the first finger, we're going to slide down from up here. It's going to sound like this. So now these simple little 4-note phrases sound better. They're more interesting. There's more life to it because of the slides. All right, now let's hear this played to the track. All right, so there you hear that each phrase does not begin on the downbeat. So I'm not playing on beat number 1. And you can see that in the notation itself on the screen, that when it occurs, I'm starting each phrase on beat number 2. So what that does is it displaces the rhythm. We're starting on beat 2, not on beat 1, and that helps it to sound more relaxed. If we had started on beat number 1, then it would still be cool, but it wouldn't have this kind of cooler, relaxed feel to it. So I'm going to put the backing track back on for you, and I want you to grab your guitar, and I want you to try it on your own with the track right now. All right, here we go. You'll hear a count off, and then you'll start. Okay, cool. Let's do it again. So you hear a 4 count, and then you'll hear beat 1. Remember, you're playing on beat 2. Okay, now I'm going to let the track go a little bit longer. So when you get to the end, when you get to the low E string, just start over again on the high E string. All right, let's try this. This is you now. Hear a 4 count, then you start. Before we go any further, there's another video I have on YouTube. It's called 7 Pentatonic Guitar Licks Everyone Should Know. Check that one out either now and then come back to this, or check out this video and then go back and check out the other one. All right, in the next example, we've got a pretty straight pentatonic sequence. It's fairly simple, but we're doing a couple of cool things with it to make it sound more dramatic and more interesting. We're not playing it in the standard way. So first, let's talk about what that standard way would be. So first of all, the first note that you see, the 15th fret, the G note, instead of holding that note out and doing vibrato as it's shown on the screen, we're just going to imagine that we're not holding it out and there's no vibrato, and we're just going to play this group of 6 notes. And then we'll play the second group of 6 notes. And then the third group of 6 notes. And then the last group of 6 notes. Ignore the final note in measure 2 for now. I just want you to see the pattern. And then. And then. And then. Okay, so this is a pretty standard scale sequence for a pentatonic scale. It's fairly simple. Okay, that's basically the pattern, okay? Now, the pattern is cool, but we're going to make it a little bit more interesting, or a little different at least, by holding out the first note. So let's try that again. Well, I'm sliding into it, and you don't have to. But if you slide into it and do vibrato, it makes it a little bit more dramatic. And then the next group of 6 notes is straight. The next 6 notes are straight again. And the last 6 notes are straight also. Okay, now let's talk about that final note. This note, the F sharp, this is not in the pentatonic scale. Right? You won't find it in the minor pentatonic scale. There's no F sharp note. So we're adding a twist here by including a note not in the scale as our final note of resolution. Okay. Now, why would we do that? Well, for one, we don't have to. We could choose any other note in the scale, and that would be cool too. But we're choosing a note not in the scale basically for 2 reasons. One, for variety's sake, we're hearing a new sound that we haven't heard before. And because this note, the F sharp note, is going to sound really cool over the chord change which is going to occur right there. All right, let's hear this phrase over the track so you can hear it in context. All right, so as you hear, when the last note is played, the F sharp note, it sounds pretty dramatic because of the chord that is underneath it. And we just haven't heard that note in the phrase previously, so it's a fresh note. And I think that the very first note is adding a lot of interest because when we first play it, the listener doesn't know what to expect, doesn't know what's going to happen. And all of a sudden, from this note that's being sustained, we then go into this faster phrase, and it sounds pretty cool. All right, in the next example, we're going to play a pentatonic scale. It may not look like the pentatonic scale you're familiar with. It's not the minor pentatonic scale. It's a different pentatonic scale. It's a Japanese pentatonic scale called the Hirajoshi scale. This is one of the modes of a Hirajoshi scale. Okay, so the sequence is basically we're going to play groups of 6. So we're going to play the bottom 3 strings right up the scale, and then we'll play strings 5 through 3, and then we'll play strings 4 through 2, and and then strings 3 through 1. Now, once you get here to the 12th fret, we're going to now slide to the 19th fret. Make a little nice vibrato. So we play it a little slower. And it sounds really, really, really cool. So here it is with the track a few times. All right, so it's a pretty cool sequence. It's cool because the scale itself is pretty exotic, right? It's an exotic scale. And then after we do the sequence, which is fairly straightforward, we're just playing 6 notes at a time, then from here, we got the slide up to the 19th fret. Now, the tricky part here is making that slide accurate. It's a big slide, right? Fret 12 to fret 19, it's pretty big. So you want to make sure that your eyeball is staring at this fret before you attempt to make the slide, okay? If you try to follow your hand up here, you're probably going to miss it, okay? I would miss it probably most of the time if my eyeballs followed my hand. You've got to be looking in advance at where you're going in order to make this easy. Now, if you like that Hirajoshi scale, that Japanese pentatonic scale sound, check out my video on YouTube called Guitar Lesson, Hirajoshi Scales, Modes, and Licks. Go through a bunch of cool licks and all the modes. So today we've been talking a lot about pentatonic licks and doing some cool things with them. And if you want to build more guitar speed with your fretting hand, you'll love my new free e-guide called Mastering Fretting Hand Finger Independence for Guitar Players. It's totally free, no strings attached, and I think you're going to love this. So click on the link below to download your copy today.